Hello, welcome to Pilates Matwork, and today we're going to be doing a practice using closed loop bands. And what that is you've got the band that's nice and closed, so it's not, open where you have to tie things, untie things, or what have you. Really easy to do bands. Hello, welcome to Pilates Network. And today we're going to have a practice with the closed loop band, which just means we're using this band that's closed versus open, which makes things a little bit easier in some ways when you don't have to tie and untie and worry about knots and all that kind of thing. So I am using Gaiam brand bands, and it doesn't matter what brand you use, just know that different brands have different colors for their different levels of resistance. So with Gaiam, the light green is going to be light, turquoise is going to be medium, and the gray is going to be heavy. Other brands have different colors, so just kind of make sure that you know what color you are using corresponding to that level of resistance based on the brand you're using. I am actually going to probably use all three of these today just to get a little bit of a different feel for different exercises. You are free to use only one band, but just know you can always come back to this workout, switch up your bands, and get a different workout each time. So I'm going to go ahead and set my heavy and medium down. And I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of place this light band around an arm here, just so it's there when I need it. And we're going to go ahead and start with some little warm-up exercises here before we get to the band. So I've got my hands on my upper belly right below my rib cage. And that's just so to remind myself to inflate and deflate. Okay, so we're going to keep that breath as we go. Knees are a little soft. My big toes are in alignment with each other. I'm about hip width apart. Let's take that chin down. We're standing nice and tall. My knees are unlocked. My pelvis is in neutral. Inhale. And we'll come back up. And we'll take the left ear to the left shoulder. As you do this, make sure that your other shoulder is not creeping up with you and you're not compensating in a side bend. Yeah. So for some of us, that might be easier said than done, but just try. And we'll come back up. We'll go to the other side. Good. And coming back up. Let's look up. So as I look up, I'm going to take my bottom lip over my top lip, and that's going to get me a nice little throat stretch here. And then we'll take that down. Good. From here, let's take a big inhale and reach. Good. I'm going to get a nice side bend towards my left. As I go towards the left, you want to keep your shoulders and hips in alignment. So you want to try to do this forward collapse, aka you're going into rotation there. So try to just get a side bend, low rib cage, top of the hip, trying to touch together. And then we'll do that same thing to the other side. Notice if it's harder or easier for you on one side versus the other. This is my tighter side. And then we'll come back to center. Good. So from here, I'm just going to go into a gentle rotation. Hips, knees, everything can come with you as needed. And then from here, let's get to the band. So I'm going to start with my light band. And you can certainly do this with any band you want. Just know that the higher you go in resistance, the harder it will become. And I'm just going to take my feet and legs in here. And for this one, I want to keep this band right in the middle part of my shins. And you want to make sure that your band is nice and flat and not bunched up, and it's even on both sides. So don't want your band higher or lower on one side than the other. So from here, I'm just going to take my feet slightly wider. So now I've got that nice connection point. I actually feel it a little bit here in my core, but I'm also feeling it in the outer glutes and the outer thighs here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some footwork and some squats. So from here, good. I'm just going to squat, pressing through the heels. If you're someone who has a tendency for the knees to kind of go out or collapse in on some of your squats, the band can be a nice training tool for that. I also love band work with a lot of my clients that have sciatica. It really helps them work those muscles around that nerve, which has also helped them with their balance as well. Good. Good. And one more time. Good. Now from here, staying here, we're going to come up onto the tiptoes. So for a good balance, you want to be able to press evenly into your big toe and pinky toe mounds. And if you find yourself coming up and your ankles are kind of coming in or going out, I'm going to encourage you not to lift your heels that high. You want everything to stay in this alignment. Okay. So press evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounds. Keep going with that. I'll just show you a side view here so you can see. Good. I know I make it look easy. It is not. You can take your hands and arms anywhere that's good for you to take them. Good. Now we're going to put that together with a squat. So from here, we're going to lift the heels, lower the heels, and squat. Lift the heels, lower the heels, and squat. Lift the heels, lower heels, squat. And one more time, lift the heels, lower heels, and squat. Good. From here, I'm just going to kind of move a little bit. So I'm moving to the left side of my mat, and we're going to go to the right side and back. So again, we're still working those muscles. Try to keep your feet even. So a lot of times people will start off going sideways, and then they kind of veer towards the diagonal. Kind of, for lack of a better way to say it, kind of think about you're doing a sobriety test or whatever, and you want to walk that nice straight line. So we'll go out. No, I do not have experience doing that. I do unfortunately have some friends that have, but nice straight line. You need to look at what you're doing. That's okay. You can also look straight ahead. That's going to give you a little bit more challenge. Good. So just kind of feel the outer glutes, the outer thighs. You're working hard. Oh, I think we can do that down and back one more time. Yes, we do have stretches coming. Not right away, but we've got some juicy ones. Good. Okay, now we're going to take that back. Now, for more challenge, actually here, see if you can do it from a squat perspective. Woo. Good. And we'll come back. Good. Now I'm going to turn and face here. And we're going to take this into some monster walks. So some people need to walk straight forward like this. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm going to encourage you to kind of sweep out and then sweep out. So it's like a sweep out and a sweep out. Sweep out and sweep out. Kind of reminds me of some of those old dance moves from some of those old movies from like the 50s. And they would do some of this work. Good. And going back. And yes, we're feeling that burn. This is why I'm doing this one on a light band, not a heavy band. Although good for you if you're able to do that. We're going to do that down and back one more time. Nice monster walk. Good. Coming back, turning around, taking that around. Good. And coming back. Good. From here, I'm going to step out of this band. I'm going to place that to the side. And then from here, we're going to do some roll downs and roll ups. Now, if you're newer, or if you got something going on here, or maybe you're just a little tired on the outside of the hips and the legs, take your feet parallel hip width apart, meaning hip, knees, and toes are tracking forward, and you're about hip width apart here. Otherwise, you can step the feet together or join me in a nice Pilates V position. So from here, I'm going to take my arms up overhead. I'm going to keep my arms by the ears. I'm scooping in. I'm looking where I'm going. I'm diving over that beach ball. Knees can bend as needed. Good. Pressing through the feet and the legs as I round, coming all the way up. And let's open into a little back bend. And we'll dive for 2. And coming all the way back up. And open. And dive for 3. And coming all the way back up. And open. Good. This time, when we get down here, we're going to walk it out to the plank. Walk it out to the plank, and we'll take a knee down push up here as well. We'll come up. We're going to dive over that beach ball. Good. We're going to walk this out to the plank. Good. Find a good plank. Shoulders over, slightly behind the wrist. Press into the pointer and thumb knuckle just a little bit more. I'm going to drop those knees. You can stay lifted if you've got that strength. And then from here, I'm going to do my little push up. And then I'm going to lift back up. I'm going to walk it back. Knees can also be bent as you walk it back. Coming up and open. And we'll go again, and we'll stay down there this time. Diving over that beach ball. Walking it out. Find a good point. Find the knees on the floor. Stay lifted. Find your push-up. And come back. Child's pose. Breathe. And then once you're ready, we're going to come down onto our backs. As I come down onto my back, I'm going to switch my band here to a medium band. So I'm going to use my medium band. And then once I get down here, just go ahead and take a moment. You know, if you need to adjust your clothing under your back, go ahead and do that. Take the feet as wide as your mat. Zip up that front body. And for a moment, just let those knees go side to side here. How far you go from one side to the other does not matter, as long as there's no pain or funny business happening in the low back, the hip, or the knees. Belly button is in tight here, though, to protect the back. Good. And then once you're ready, we'll come back in. So I'm going to preemptively go ahead and take my legs back into the band. We're going to have the same placement that we did when we were standing. So I'm going to bring it back to the middle of the shin. We're also making sure that that band, again, is nice and flat and it's nice and even. Good. So now I'm going to place my feet on the floor and I'm about hip width apart here. So again, I'm working the outer. My hips, knees, and toes are in that alignment so they're not falling in and the band won't let them fall out. I'm going to roll my shoulders down and back. We're going to do a few rounds of pelvic tilting here. So zipping up nice and tight from your neutral position. Good. I'm just going to rock that pelvis back. I'm taking the pubic bone up towards the face. Glutes can squeeze a little bit here, but not so much, not too much. And then I'm going to rock them forward. Not too much of an arch that causes you discomfort. Don't go that far. And then I'm going to rock it back. And anterior tilt and posterior tilt. And anterior tilt and posterior tilt. Again, I'm trying to keep those legs in table, or not tabletop, but hip width apart. Anterior tilt, posterior tilt. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good. Back to neutral. When you're ready, you can still do kind of a half, one leg at a time. And we're going to come up to a tabletop position. Good. So from here, I'm zipped up again. And I'm going to keep this here. I'm going to reach. And I'm going to bend. And I'm going to reach. And I'm going to bend. And I'm trying to keep that hip width apart and reach and bend. Now, you can make this easier, taking the legs higher. You can make it harder, taking the legs lower, but not at the expense of the back. Stay in that neutral spine. And one more time. And bring it back in. Feet down. Let's take this into some bridging. Rolling the shoulders down and back. We're going to press into the feet, arms, and shoulders. We're going to go right into that rock, rocking it back, heeling up into that bridge, lifting up through that chest, and rolling down. Now, if you've got a known back or little hip issue here, maybe you don't lift as high. Maybe you just rock back Good. And maybe you just lift about halfway and then lower down. So always do what feels comfortable to you. Just being mindful. Form and alignment beats out range of motion every single time. So just stay in that alignment. Good. Go to your limit. And we'll do this one more time. Good. And come down. Good. I'm going to keep that band there. I'm just going to bring my knees in my chest for a moment. We're going to take this into hundreds, different hundreds for different people. You can take the feet down and keep them down during the hundreds as we see curve up, or keep the upper body grounded. Tabletop, straight up, or somewhere along the line. Now, again, if you want a little bit more challenge, from the hips, turn everything out into the diagonal. So it's a lateral rotation. And you can do that from tabletop up high or long. Okay, so you choose where you want to be there. I'm going to choose here for right now. I'm going to zip up. Here I go. Big inhale. Exhale. See, curve it up. I'm up. I'm reaching. And I'm going to start pumping those arms. And we inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, make sure the legs are even. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lift up higher. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, reach deeper. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, hold. And take that down. Whew. And rock side to side. All right, we're going to do another little exercise here. Coming back to tabletop, zipping up from here. And this is where it gets tricky because you've got the band. So you have to work hard to keep the stationary leg in line with the hip and not going in the direction of the other leg. So if I take my left leg out to the left, good, my right leg has to work hard to stay there. And then I have to control that left leg as it comes back to center. We don't want it to just snap. So control is the name of the game. Only go so far out as your band will allow and as is comfortable for you. Zipping up. So I'm going to take the right leg out and come back center. And left leg, my harder side, and come back up. And right leg and center. And left and center. And right and center and left and center and right and center and left and center and right and center. Woo. I'm bringing the knees in. I'm going to remove that band. We're going to take this now into a series of 5. Series of 5. Yes, I did say a stretch was coming. It's coming right after series of 5. If you can hang with me, take breaks as needed. Knees in tabletop position, single leg stretch. Coming up, I'm going to pull in and reach long. Hips stay grounded. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And lower. Single straight leg stretch. I'm going to take my legs up. Coming up, starting on the opposite side. Good. I'm reaching up as high as I can reach. My other leg is in long in a hover. And I'm going to pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. 2, pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. 3, pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. 4, pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. 5, pulse, pulse, switch. Pulse, pulse, switch. 6. Whew, whew. Keep going. Stay with the breath. Here's 8, 9, and 10. And take it down. Woo, that was challenging. Good. Double leg stretch. We're only doing 5 of these, half. So I'm going to come back to my Pilates V. You can certainly be in parallel. We're starting to work up a glow. I hope you are too. Coming up. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and take it down. Woo! Double straight leg stretch. You've got some options here. Upper body can stay grounded. You can just do the legs, or you can lift the upper body and the legs together. Do parallel for external rotation legs. Some of you might like to sit on your hands. That helps the pelvis be a little bit more stable. So from here, I'm going to see curve it up 5 times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale, and lower. All right, crisscross, crisscross. The legs are the same as they are in single leg stretch, but now you're going into rotation. So hips stay grounded. They don't rock with you. Taking your hands behind your head and taking the elbows out wide, thinking about leading with the elbow. Sorry, I said that wrong. Leading with the shoulder versus the elbow will give you more rotation and work your obliques, your waistline a little bit better. Okay, so from here, zipping up nice and tight. Good. I'm going to up and cross towards my left, leading with that shoulder, and switch. And inhale, and exhale. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. And bring that down. Good. Let's take the arms out to the side, knees in tabletop, drop those knees all the way over to the left. Look to the right. Whew, breathe and expand. And when you're ready, I'm taking that to the other side. Good. Breathing and expanding. And coming back center. Let's take a juicy figure 4 here. I'm going to cross the right over the left. This might be where you stay. It also might feel good to you to just kind of let that knee come up and press long. Maybe we're bringing it all into the chest. Maybe we're threading it through here. Find yours, and it's okay to rock it. That should feel really, really good. This is one stretch. You're going to have some other stretches. No worries. And when you're ready, we're going to switch that out. So again, you can stay grounded and kind of lift and lower here. You can bring it into the chest. You can find yours, find what you need. Might be different on this side than it was on the other side. Good. And then when you're ready, we're going to rock like a ball up to a seat. So I'm going to come up here, avoid the swinging around here and using momentum. Try to use your core. If this is not for you, roll over to your side and come up to a seat, but we'll try this 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Coming all the way up. Good. So from here, I'm going to just reassess myself here. Good. So I'm sitting up. My legs are long. I'm going to take the medium band again. Okay. And so now we're going to start to work upper body a little bit. So now I'm going to thread my forearms through here. Okay. And then I'm going to use this just to kind of open a little bit. Now they're not going to open shoulder width apart necessarily. They'll be a little bit before that, but you just want to open it enough to where you feel your shoulders working. So in the same thing, you want to make sure it's even on both sides and nice and flat. So going into spine stretch forward, zipping up nice and tight. Good. I'm going to nod. I'm going to peel. I'm reaching. I've got that pressure in the band. And then I'm going to stack bone by bone. Good. Now here's the little thing. We're going to do 2 pulses out from the shoulders. 1, 2. And here we go. Good. Inhale, exhale. quick pulses. And here we go. Again for number 3. Reaching and stacking. Little pulses. 1, 2. And last one like this. Round. And stack. And pulse, pulse. Good. Now, from here, I'm going to go just like this. Now, I've got that band. I've got that pressure. I'm going to reach up and bring it down. And reach up. Now, for a little bit more challenge, besides switching your band, see if you can open those elbows a little bit more to shoulder width apart. And you want to press evenly in both sides, so you don't want just the stronger side to always work and the weaker side to slack. Good. And one more time. Good. Now from here, we're going to try to open to the side. So I'm going to turn and face you here. Good. How you sit matters not, but here we go. From the shoulders. Just a little pressure and close. 2, close. Close. Let the shoulders be down. Woo. This is hard work. And one more time. And close. Remove. Take that out. Good. Now we'll go into a little bit of a bow and arrow. And for this one, I'm going to go back to my light. Good. So I'm going to thread this band between my pointer and my thumb. This is going to be kind of bunched up or whatever, so don't worry about that. So here I'm going to reach. Good. I'm going to go over to my left. I'm going to pull back. Good. With control, I return. Pull back. Release. Come back center. Same thing. Pull 1. And release. 2. And release. Initiate this pull from your core. And we'll go 1. Elbow stays lifted. And 2. What I mean by that is your elbow is shoulder height. It's not hanging down here. Make it work. Good. And we'll come up. And we'll pull 1. 2. Last time through. 1. 2. And last side. 1. And 2. And we'll come down. Good. I'm going to stay with this light. I'm going to use this light band to help me stretch here in a moment. So we're going to come back down onto our backs. And I'm going to start with my right foot in here. Now you can certainly do this without a band for sure. But sometimes it's nice to hold on to something that's not yourself. So my left leg can be bent or extended long. Good. And I'm just going to let this come in here. Upper body stays down. You can point and flex that foot. Make sure that band is flat around the foot so it won't roll, snap, hit you in the face, all those kinds of things. You can use this. This is actually a nice little movement here to just point and flex the foot, but you can also use it to find your maximum stretch point if you would like that. Good. Now, we did a lot of outer hip work, so I'm just going to kind of take that into the opposite hand. I'm just going to get that outer thigh stretch here. Some people like it with a longer leg. Some people like it with a bend in the knee. It really depends on the person, depends on the side, depends on the moment. Just kind of find it where you need to find it here. And just like other stretches, it might be different from one side to the other. And then we'll come up. I'm going to switch hands. Good. Both hips, both shoulders stay on the floor here. If you're going to bend the knee, keep the knee in line with the hip. Try not to let it come out to the side as a counterweight. Just want to make sure we get that little bit of an inner thigh stretch there. They often need it. And it feels better to do the circles after they've stretched a little bit. So I'm going to take that foot out of that band. Speaking of circles, good. Zipping up nice and tight. We're going to take 5 small ones in each direction and then 5 large ones in each direction. So really zip up here, and here we go. Let's do a small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and large. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm just going to bring that knee in, and we're going to do that all to the other side. So I'm going to go back and grab my light band. So right foot is in here. Apologies, this is my left foot. Do the opposite of what you did before. Good, and just find that nice stretch. Again, if you want that motion of pointing and flexing the foot, or just using that as to help you as to where you need to stay, just feel free to stay there. I'll also give you the tip, when your bands start to feel easy, especially like the heavy one, it could be that it's lost some of its resistance from multiple uses. Then it's just time to, replace your bands. Good. Now from here, I'm going to take both of those that band into my right hand. I'm going to get that outer hip stretch. On this side, my body wants a more bending knee than it did on the other side. So I'm just going to honor that. Breathing and expanding, always staying with the breath. When we're ready, we'll take that back up. Good. We'll get that inner thigh stretch. Both hips stay on the floor. Just kind of wiggle around, finding your best spot. If your right knee is bent, keep that right knee in line with the hip. And then when ready, good, we're going to take that back up. Good. So I'm going to remove that band. Here's our circle, 5 small in both directions, 5 large in both directions, zipping up nice and tight. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, reverse, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now large. Here, just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to bring those knees in, and we're going to go to sideline. I'm going to start on my left side, but I'm also going to come up and grab a band. I'm going to grab the heavy band on this one. And while I'm up here, I'm just going to go ahead. Sometimes it's easier to put these bands on for side series if you are sitting up versus trying to do it when you're already lying on your side. So this one, you can do a couple different things, a couple different ways. You can put it back around the shins, or you can take it up above the knee and do it that way. And we're going to do that here in a moment. So I'm just going to leave. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Bring it up over the knee. Again, make sure your band is even on both sides. Make sure it's nice and flat. I'm going to go here. As I come down here, do your arm however you need to do it. You can be up, you can be on the elbow, you can be down here, wherever you're at. Just make sure shoulders and hips are in alignment, and we're zipping up that front body. Okay, so from here, I'm going to keep my bottom leg bent. I'm going to extend my top leg. Hip, knee, and toe are facing forward. Now I'm in a heavy band. So again, I'm going to come back and work the outside of this leg here. And it's not going to be able to go super high. I'm going to go 1, and I'm controlling it down. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. Now, I'm going to bend in here. We're going to take it into clam. So you can keep the feet grounded. You can lift them up. That's going to be your preference. I'm going to keep mine grounded today. Zipping up. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. Now for this one, I'm going to take both legs long. Good. So from here, I'm going to zip up. I'm going to lift, lower, and lower. Lift, lower, lower. Lift, lower, lower. lift, lift, lower, lower. One more, lift, lift, lower, lower. Woo! Remove that band. Good. Bend your knees, grab the shin or the ankle of the top leg. As you take your knee and your foot back, you're gonna take the pelvis forward. So we're gonna get a quad stretch in the front of that leg here. You stretch the back of it. Now we're gonna stretch the front of it. And when you're ready, we'll gently release and we're gonna come prone. So that means belly down. And I'm gonna bring in here my medium band again. Okay. And so I'm gonna take my forearms through here. Okay. And we're gonna do this a couple different ways. Good. So now I'm trying to get my forearms in line with my elbows, which are in line with my shoulders. And I'm just gonna kind of lower a little bit. Belly button is in nice and tight. Legs are about hip width apart. I'm pressing into my arms. Good. I'm lifting up. Shoulders are down and back. No crunching in the back. And coming back in. Good. Pressing. Yep. So shoulders are working again. And coming back down. And one more time. Good. Now we're going to take this to a forearm plank. So I'm going to take this up a little bit higher here, right up above the elbows. Good. So I'm just going to come up here, get up there the way that's best for you. So again, shoulders are working again because we're going to take those elbows and forearms, shoulder width apart here. Good. So belly button is in, knees down or lifted. Find that point. Notice just the slight upper body engagement that happens here just by using that band. Good. And now I'm going to drop the knees. I'm going to shift back. I'm going to stretch a little bit. And we'll go again. We'll add on this time. So from here, when ready, find your forearm plank. Knees can be grounded here. Good. And then from here, starting from a grounded knee or a lifted knee, we're going to tap, tap, alternating the taps, trying to keep the hips even. So lots going on here at one time. Belly button is in. Breathe, 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 breathe. Take it down. And then release that band. Good. Now, I use the heavy band for side series on the other side. I'm going to use that same band for side series on this other side here. So you always want to train evenly with the same band. If you always do something heavier with your stronger side and something easier with your less strong side, you will always have the imbalance and you will always have a stronger side and a weaker side. So train evenly with the weaker side, catch up to the stronger side. Okay, so from here, going back down. Good. Zipping up, shoulders and hips in alignment. My knees are bent. Good. I'm going to lengthen that top leg. Belly button is in nice and tight. And we're going to lift 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now, here's the clam. You want to do this the same way on this side as the other side. So if your feet were down or up on the other side, you want to do that same way here. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. So here's that lifting. Zipping up nice and tight. Good. Lift, lift, lower, lower. 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 Last one. Lift, lift, lower, lower. Remove your band. And we'll get that quad stretch. So top leg, bend the knee, grab the shin or the ankle. Good. Knee and foot go behind you. Hip comes more forward. Breathing. And then when you're ready, good. We're going to come up to a seat. So before we go to our final stretches, we're going to go into some roll-ups and roll-downs here. So we're kind of done with the band, but I did want to include these. Now for me, my body needs and loves extra lumbar support. So if you need to bring that in, go ahead and bring that in. And here, good. So legs can be together or hip width apart. Good, I'm gonna start seated, tucking the tail, scooping in that belly button, and I'm gonna roll that down. Good, and coming back. I'm gonna scoot this back just teeny tiny bit. Okay, now from here, inhale, exhale. And coming up and reaching and coming forward. Good, and stacking. Maybe I didn't need this. Good, and then from here, it's a trial and error thing. It's kind of a day-to-day. It moves around anywhere, as you move. We'll take that back. Inhale, exhale. Yeah, it needs to be higher. So yeah, I don't edit my videos when these little mishaps happen because I'm a real person, a real teacher, just like all of you. So if you're looking for perfection, I'm probably not the right video to watch. But from here, inhale, exhale. There we go. That's what I wanted. Coming up with much more ease. And coming back. Good. Inhale, exhale. So you want to get out of the habit pattern of whipping your arms up, because when you do that, even I can do that without the lumbar support because I didn't use my core muscles at all. That's all momentum. So if you really want to work your core muscles, you want to get out of the momentum habit. So inhale, exhale. Good. And come forward. Good. And come back center. So I'm going to remove this now out of the way. Good. And we'll go into some stretches. We're also going to end here with some mermaids. So I'm just going to take my feet to my left side for right now. You can also do this from a Z position. So just kind of be where you need to be. But from here, I'm going to go ahead and start with my right arm forward. And my left arm's going to come underneath here. Wiggle around at different angles to find your optimal stretch, your optimal spot. It is different for everyone. And your sides are going to be different. Good. Now we'll take that up. Let's get a little tricep stretch here. Get that area worked hard. And then when you're ready, here you go. Inhale, exhale, take it down, take it over and reach. Get a rotation here, still reaching. Opening up to the side, coming back up, and we'll counter stretch over. From that tall seat, I'm gonna rotate. And we'll do that again. Arms out, taking it down and reach. From that length, you can rotate. Opening to the side, move through center, counter stretch over. Coming to a tall seat and rotate. And then from here, we're going to take that to the other side. So from here, just take your feet to the other side. It can be like this. We're in the Z. Try to do it again the same way that you did before. Arms out, going into that shoulder stretch. Left arm comes across, right arm comes underneath. Again, find the angle that works for you. Might be a little bit different than the other one. It feels so good to me. I hope it feels great to you. And then we'll take that up. We'll get a tricep stretch here. And then here we go. Inhale, exhale, taking it down. Good, finding length, then find rotation. Opening up, move through center, counter stretch over. And then coming up and rotate. And then when ready, we'll go again. Taking it down, reaching over, rotate, open up, move through center, counter stretch, up and rotate. Good. Two last little stretches here and we'll be all done. So I'm going to show you these from the side. And I will actually use a band for the last one. And for that one, it doesn't matter which one you have. So I'm going to take my hands here. Good. I'm going to try to separate them. So I'm getting that stretch between the shoulder blades. Good. If rounding the spine is okay for you, reach forward a little bit, dropping the head through. That feels amazing. And release. And so if you have a comfortable hand clasp back here, you may not need your band. I like the band because I've got some wrist issues and the band makes it more accessible. So from here, sitting nice and tall, I'm going to press down, roll back and lift. Just getting the front of the shoulder, opening up through that chest a little bit. And then once ready, we'll release. And you, my friends, are all done. Way to go. You made it through this Pilates Matwork class with some classical exercises with the closed loop bands. Feel free to experiment with different types of bands to get the best workout for you. And I'll see you again soon.